There we go. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Mir had to get you right, didn't
Yeah, we on that though.
he? Mir had to. Oh, we gotta pull my sister in.
Yeah, I got her on. She just got to. She got to.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
There we
All right,
go.
man.
Mir had to get you right.
Hey man, I want to welcome everybody to Sucker Free Sunday, man. We got a very special guest today, along with Miss Kiki. Got something to say. Miss Kiki, let me let you do the honors, man, and bring her on. Who we got with us today?
So tonight, you guys, we have somebody that's extremely close to me, probably one of the closest people to me in my life, and it's my big sister, Miss Tamika, my blood big sister.
Okay, Miss Tamika, welcome to the show. I spoke with you earlier, and you a trip. We're gonna talk after this. I like you though. She ain't playing. She tough. Yeah, hey, but we were talking. I'm gonna get right to it, y'all. I'm pissed off. I really don't know what's going on. I wanted to wait. I want to get it. I wanted to get it from you, Kiki. But of course, everybody know about what happened in Memphis with the 5 police officers jumping on the boy. They beat him up. He died a few days later. I want you to fill us in, Kiki. Like for people like me, I just heard about it. I really don't know much about it, but just talk to us as if we don't know what the hell going on.
So, Pearl, we're gonna do something a little different tonight because I think they hear us talk all the time.
Right.
So, Miss Tamika, can you take the lead and let us know the background of the situation in Memphis?
Wow. Okay. So before I do this, I want to say that in addition to like everybody else, this injustice striking a nerve, not just because I'm black, but I'm also a mother, a sister. I moved from Memphis last year, so I know the culture in Memphis.
Okay.
But to bring you up to speed with what happened, basically the officers said that there was a multiple traffic violations that Mr. Nichols that occurred as he was driving home. That is the alleged reason for the stop. Is that they said that he committed several traffic violations. Um, and that's why you see I haven't seen the video, I've just seen snippets, but in doing my own research, that is how he ended up with the 5 officers that night, is because they said that he committed traffic violations.
I got a question. Does anybody know why did it take 5 cops to deal with traffic violations? Or you
Well,
being in Memphis, is it something that they normally do?
no, because you have to understand that as a police officer, any police officer in any precinct, to fuel the fire, you know how they will restrain you and say, stop struggling, stop struggling.
Yeah.
That is why they said it was multiple traffic violations, so that more than one cop could respond to the call. Because that is why I did see the stop. And if you look at the stop, you will see that there was an officer's car in front of him, there was an officer's car beside him, and there was an officer's car behind him, because they wanted to paint a picture that he was an unstable driver.
Okay.
Or that they was trying to kind of create a narrative for the stop.
That God damn, man. I just don't understand, man. Well, let me ask you this. What is in Memphis, what is it like out there in Memphis? Like, is it a black man riding in a car? I mean, I know what it's like out here in Atlanta. I mean, in certain areas, you just can't be, you can't be. You can, it's a chance you can get pulled over and stuff like that. But is that a thing there where possibly you can leave your house, a young man can leave his house in the morning and he can be killed by a police officer, or he can just get treated wrong? Because this sounds like some corrupt, like a corrupt situation here. And I know people from Memphis, and they say the police are nasty out there. So is that something that happens a lot out there? Like people getting beat up by police or robbed and stuff. Is that something that happens a lot?
Being honest, so They say you pay for the zip code you live in. And I made sure I didn't live in the zip code in which those 5 officers had to patrol.
Okay.
However, without knowing anything about Memphis, even if you don't speak to someone from Memphis, understand that Memphis is the home of the assassination of Martin Luther King. That should tell you all you need to know about Memphis PD, Memphis legal system, Memphis judicial system, because I would say things like that could possibly happen anywhere. But when you take me to the home of the place that killed someone that was trying to unite not just black people, but white people, does it surprise me? Absolutely not.
Wow. Does it surprise you that is 5 black men? It surprised me. When I heard it, I was like, okay, not again. But when I say 5 black folks, that kind of threw me off. What about you, Kiki? Like when you heard it was.
With those situations, I become very angry immediately, right? Immediately, I become extremely angry. I too went through a situation moving here. However, it wasn't black officers, it was white officers. And the only thing that got me out of the situation is a white officer came up and he said, "Ma'am, my wife is black, so you're okay," right? But had he not said that, it could have been totally different. So those situations always make me extremely angry. Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor, Mike Davis, Mike recipes, Mark. It makes me very, very angry.
Yeah.
The man that was selling cigarettes outside. That makes me angry because I think we all have family members that do these situations so we can see themselves in those situations. I see my son in Trayvon Martin. My son loves to walk to the dollar store. These situations upset me. Why are cops so angry?
Hey, she said something earlier, and I want you to repeat what you said. You said, it was hard. We gotta get out of the mind frame of it being just a white black thing. It's a blue thing. And she said,
those cops were not black. Those cops were blue. Because nothing about the fact that they were beating a man that looked like them in color bothered them. They were not black. And I'm trying to convince people that look like me to stop thinking 5 black cops. Those were 5 blue cops. And when I say blue, I mean there's been a Blue Lives Matters to counteract Black Lives Matter. Those 5 cops weren't black. 5 cops was blue. A white officer, they're not white, they're blue. So we have to understand that those cops in that moment, for the amount of time it took them to beat that man, they were not at all black officers. Those were blue. And I feel nothing for them.
I've heard that before, but this proves that it's a lifestyle. It's just like when we're in the street, we wear our hair a certain way. That's the way some police move. And to think that they beat him that bad to where they got into a rage, and they got into the rage of us being police kicking somebody's ass.
Yep.
I think
they weren't thinking that about their blackness.
Right.
They were not thinking at all about that a brother to another brother.
I think that's
thinking
important.
About is that my badge is going to get me off of this because I'm blue.
I will say this. They locked them up a lot faster though. Now.
You know why though? You want to know why I told people that? They had to. They had to because the police chief and the people in Memphis saw that footage, knew. One thing I can say about Memphians, people can say what they want about, the crime in Memphis. There's a reason why, not just in Memphis, but any other urban area. They had to. If they had not arrested those 5 officers before and fired them before that video was released, all hell was going to break loose in Memphis.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So that arrest and that firing them, yes, they want to get justice, but that was definitely to protect that city.
Good job though, I think.
Good job, Memphis.
You know,
Very
but
much so.
Yeah, we gotta salute them. And y'all know what I thought was a little odd and sad. Tyree Nichols, which is the young man that passed, and Breonna Taylor shared the same birthday, June 5th, 1993.
wow.
And Breonna
Wow.
Taylor's mother is taking it extremely hard. She's
Yeah,
taking
she got to relive it. That's you know, I feel bad for his parents and the people that love him. Is one thing. Shit, when I lost my boy, it was this way. I can't even imagine losing one of mine, one of the boys over there. I get chilled, man. Listen, man, my heart goes out to anybody that loved that kid. But I want to say this: we cannot give up on. We can't give up on the police. You know, we need police in our communities. So I don't want us to start trying to I don't want it to be like, don't go against the police. All of them ain't bad like that. There's a lot of those guys do a pretty good job. Those boys, I just think, in my opinion, they were probably they got picked on in high school, and they just, dudes like that, like they ain't really hitting no shit. You can't have a life if you participate in some shit like that. If I'm with four more guys and I'm finna get the fuck on, and I'm gonna go tell. You say what you want to say about me, because that ain't right. We got damn police, we ain't got no business. That's a crime. Y'all jumping on that boy, man.
And the fact that not a single person with a uniform, I don't care if you were a police officer, 2 more sheriff deputy has lost their job behind this. 2
Really?
sheriff's deputy, yes, because they stood there, watched, and did nothing. 2 people from the fire department got fired because they stood there, watched, and did nothing. This is not about us versus them. This is solely about accountability. And I think as a people, that's all we're asking for. We don't need to disband the police. We need to reform the police. We need to hold them accountable. And the reason why beatings and incidences like this continue to occur, because no one is holding them accountable. I wholeheartedly agree with Kiki. The swiftness that chief of police did, hats off to her, because it's not been done before.
Hey, but let's start recording it, right? Still, I want to say, that moment when something like that happens, if you're a fireman, if you're a stripper, if you're whatever, that your job goes away and you become a human being, and you go, me, myself, man, please, I'm going to dive. I'm diving in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that boy hollering for his mama, man. When that boy started hollering for his mama, y'all, man, come on, man. I can't imagine myself being a man hollering for my mama, but if I hear one of my boys hollering for their mama, man,
no.
And y'all niggas, no, I said I'm gonna be ignorant tonight. I'm upset by it. I hope they don't do all that looting and all that stupid, because none of those folks ain't got nothing to do with them boys and the issue that they have. I think they need to be mentally tested like every 3 or 4 months. We got to do some different things with these police, because they just get to live their lives, and they be.
How much peaceful protesting do we do?
Say what?
How much peaceful protesting do we do?
And you want Kiki? It's not peaceful. It's not peaceful. And I've actually commented on one of the Tamika Mallory. I don't know if y'all know who she is. I love her.
Well, she don't.
What needs to happen? There needs to stop being calls of us to protest, because we are sending angry people out to what their mindset is, to peacefully protest, to then get beat up, maced, arrested by police officers. It doesn't matter if our intentions are just to peacefully protest. We are all a bunch of angry people that need answers, and the police don't see us as peaceful protesters, even when we are peacefully protesting. So there needs to be some other solution other than just calling us to protest, because you're then putting thousands of us in harm's way to deal with police officers.
Well, maybe we should protest, because we feel
there needs to be. Pearl, Kiki, do you remember back in the day, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X met with people in houses and buildings and stuff before before they went in march? We're letting the enemy know what we're doing before we do it.
Okay.
That's very true.
Why aren't we strategizing behind closed doors? Why aren't we calls for action? Come and meet me over here and let's put our minds together and figure out how can we get these politicians, because that's who we need. Forget protesting. We need to hold these politicians that we pay taxes for accountable, and we can't do that if we just keep putting our people in harm's way. And that's what protesting is doing, is putting our people in harm's way.
So what it sounds like to me is we don't have no real leadership like we used to have.
Of course
like,
not. Of
we
course
don't
not.
have.
I think we're too reactive and not proactive. I think so. And I'm going to ask you this, sister. What do you think about Jason Whitlock with the baby mama culture? Why?
I think he's a clown. I think he's a clown. I don't know much about him other than what I heard on that thing. I honestly don't even know who he is. And I'm about to say something. I think he's a clown. You know, I think he's one of those dudes that he needs some clickbait. He maybe needs some more followers. But I'm about to say something I feel like it's going to be very unpopular with Pearl and y'all followers, is that Ben Crump. What is he doing for us?
Benjamin Crump.
Who the hell is that?
Ben Crump is the black attorney that is at every family's house after this happened. He's a civil rights attorney. And don't get me wrong, my best friend is friends with him. But as an outsider, as a person looking at the fact that he's making money off of these millions and millions of dollars that he's getting for these families, what is changing? What is he doing in our communities other than gaining financial wealth and a name for himself? He's at everybody's. He reminds me of I cannot remember that attorney's name. It's almost like how Johnny Cochran used to represent all of the celebrities. Ben Crump, you're supposed to be a civil rights attorney. What civilly are you protecting for us that don't have money? What laws have you changed since you got this name for yourself? How are you helping us?
I agree with everything you said tonight, except for one thing. These folk that watch this, they gonna agree with you. Fuck Ben Crump. I don't even know. I don't know that, but fuck him. If that what he doing, he's showing up. You ain't doing that. Fuck him. That way all of them do now. They just in a position to make money, and they'll be quiet. They do it. They robots. No, fuck him. Let me kick my shit with Pearl. No, fuck. Let me kick my shit with Miss Kiki. Got something. Fuck Ben Crump. Whatever. Ben Crump. Fuck you, man. We on to you, dog.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. What is he doing? What is he doing for our community?
He getting rich off our community. Every time something bad happens, every time some bullshit happens, if some bullshit happen over here, and when he show up, we're gonna run his ass off away from here. Get your goddamn ass out. Because he is like you said, clickbait. He is like a back in the day when you used to have a wreck, them goddamn lawyers call you, be like, how the fuck these motherfuckers? How you know I was in the wreck?
Yeah.
He one of them motherfuckers.
Yeah. And I never see a big settlement from any of them. So I really don't know what he's doing.
He be
really helping them. I never see them have a great civil settlement.
Nah, he doing
I never see that. But
there's a settlement. There's typically a settlement, Kiki. But settlements, all of this hoopla in the media, that part we don't get to hear about the settlement. But for me, I'm just like, what are you doing for our community? How are you helping us? You are there when these injustices happen, but where are you before they happen? Right. Where are all of these advocates? Where are all these advocates at? And where are all these people that's supposed to be for us before it happens? I call bullcrap on the letter that the president released and the vice president. This is just for publicity for y'all, because y'all have the power to make some changes. How many more people have to die before you politicians get off your hands and do something?
They be waiting on that shit so they can politic a little bit.
Politic, that's what it is. So they can politic.
Yeah. While people's lives at stake. No, I totally agree with you.
I think the NAACP has failed us. I worked in the NAACP
anymore, I don't think.
for 2 years in South Carolina, and they thought I was just good at computer work. That's it. Because they were old, they couldn't do the computer stuff. That was my thing. I never saw them do anything. Nothing.
But Kiki, I wanna pose this question to you. Like, as a former soldier, you know what really baffles me? And Pearl, I'm about to hit you with something, right?
I want to know. Let's go.
If Kiki, as a U.S. soldier, sent to Afghanistan and decided this man would spit on me and I'm gonna beat the shit out of him, and another Afghanistani or another soldier recorded it, do you know the world up in arms because a U.S. soldier beat the shit out of a civilian? Why are we not up in arms when a police officer does it? Why are soldiers held to such a standard when a soldier is protecting the entire country and a police officer is typically protecting a municipality, a city, a town? How can they continuously be recorded and not held to the same standard as a soldier? A soldier will get Article 15. It'll follow them for the rest of their life. There's no judge, jury. You are immediately reprimanded as a soldier if you harm a hair on a civilian's body. Am I wrong, Kiki?
Absolutely right.
I know you're right. And that's the problem. The police know that they're not going to be held to that standard, and they know if I kill somebody, I'm gonna go to a prison where I can play golf at for 4 or 5 years, and I get out and go to another country town and get me another wife and get another police job. It happens all the time. It's the American way. Yeah. It's bullshit.
So you want to talk about reform? There's your reform. And there's no way a soldier and a police officer should not be held to the same standard.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
No way. I concur.
And then you know what else? A soldier who went and gave his blood a lot, like they did for the country, would come home, and I think like they would get in some trouble and get nailed to the ground. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say this shit is all fucked up when you think about it, but we still need them. But we need to get in the laws, like you said. We need to change some of this shit. And there's only one way to change it. A few ways to change it. Well, how do we get people to understand that we have to get to the Senate, and then like that's the big problem right there, I think. Cause we just like them. We sit around waiting for the next shit to happen too.
Yep.
We sit around who it's gonna be all laws. Another baby done got shot in the mouth by trying to steal some blunts. For some every year it's another fucking goddamn name. And I'm scared. I got kids. I'm afraid.
Because we lose sight of it because it's out of sight. And it's the crazy part is that I was talking to someone and a black person, a black man, and he was like, why do we see color? You know, why can't we all just, hold hands and kumbaya? I said, and he's married with children, kids. I said, do you think when you leave your house, they don't look at you as the color that you are? You don't think when you driving your car, they don't see the color of your skin before they realize you done did XYZ and you got XYZ. So I understand the concept of we are all people, but let's just be clear. There's just something about melanin that makes people think that it is okay for these injustices to happen to us.
When you get behind that wheel, you can be a drug dealer or you can be a senator. If you're black, you're going to have that little funny feeling in your stomach.
Yeah. I looked at the video with Nancy Pelosi's husband and how the man came in, police got there, and he still attacked the man with the hammer in front of the police. But had he been my complexion, with a hammer in his hand, and said, no, I'm not going to drop it, he would have been dead.
Yeah, I saw that video and I was like, did he really hit Nancy Pelosi's husband after the police officer got there?
Yes.
I'm laughing at that's their privilege. Even in crime. White man privilege, even in crime.
The man tell in front of the police.
You a bad
and live to tell it. Live to tell it.
Live to tell it with a hammer. A hammer look like a gun if a black man got it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You're threatened. You're threatened. You're
That look like a
scared.
45. Look like a big ass pistol. They gonna nail him to the ground. Yeah, man. Yeah,
I'm an advocate for voting. And I know people say don't vote. It's not going to change anything. I'm not talking about presidential voting. I'm talking about your local voting.
There you go.
We can have all the complaints we want to, but if you have a problem and no solutions, then you're complaining. What is the solution? What do we do? How do we get through this? Because it's scary. I have a son. My sister have 2 boys. Pearl, you have boys. These could be our boys. And what do we do? For mine, I don't want no peaceful nothing. We're gonna tear the city up for mine. Yeah. Ain't no peaceful anything.
Malcolm X is who I will be.
Bam. Bam. Yeah. I'm not the king in that moment.
I'm Baghdad, baby. I'm Baghdad. And we got to be like that, but we can prevent that. Like sister said, what are we going to do to prevent this shit from happening? And you're right, Kiki. We got to get in the community. We got to get community politics, but also let's take back our fucking communities. Let's have people when the neighborhood cop come through. Back in the day, the neighborhood cop knew everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they got involved with people. They're not bad people all over. We need them. These niggas out here raping children and shit. We need them some bitches now.
Oh, yeah, we need cops.
Yeah.
So I think it just need to be better communication, and we don't need to be afraid of them, and they don't need to be afraid of us.
There needs to be better training. That's. I mean, like my grandma used to say, let's call a thing a thing. Mm-hmm. It takes a cop 6 weeks to complete BLET, basic law enforcement training. So you telling me you're gonna teach me how to de-escalate a situation, how to unarm a person, how to shoot somebody? You're gonna teach me all the mental things I need, the tactics I need in 6 weeks.
Wow.
It takes them 6 weeks to do basic training, and then they have to go to school to learn how to do their job.
Wow.
I can be an officer in 6 weeks.
I think also to piggyback off of that, I think we need to teach our kids how to get pulled over. Teach them how to deal with the police. Teach them how to talk to them. Teach them how, because I know when I get pulled over, some shit like that, hey man, how y'all doing? Yes, sir. I'm complying. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna let them do their job. If everything's good, we'll be out of here in a few minutes. A lot of time we call shit on ourselves. We I'm not saying I'm not giving nobody no excuse, but we make them nervous sometimes. What the fuck?
So
you know, all that shit, man. Just be smooth sometimes.
Pearl,
yeah, just
Pearl, this is why we have to people that's speaking on topics like this be mindful, because if Tyree Nichols just so happens to see this podcast and hear what you just said, if I was her, I would say, what did my son do wrong?
Yeah, if she said that to me, I would say, baby, your son ain't did that. I don't know what happened in that situation. I'm just speaking on situations that I know about. I'm speaking in general. I'm not speaking to that. I'm not being insensitive to that at all.
Yeah, no, I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying that for the ones that do the right thing.
I'm glad you brought that up, though. Thank you. I'm glad you brought that up, because I got 2 boys over here right here.
Yep.
My God. I talked to them about it. Hey, man, y'all don't have to be just to help. It might not even work. They still can be on the net. I'm trying to figure out some things that we can do to prevent this.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right, though. You're right. Yeah. I was just saying, like,
I'm not considering. Yeah, hell no. I'm not being
out of the car. Like, did you see they didn't, it wasn't no.
And that's not even that. Excuse me, sister. That's not that. What that is, them 5 fuck niggas that did some whole shit. That ain't even regular police business right there. That ain't, and get what else gonna happen. They gonna get it. If they put them inside with the boys, even if they put them in that protective, they gonna be in the shower. You're gonna be doing something one day, and they gonna catch it. They gonna get it.
Oh yeah.
Hey Pearl, let me tell you something about. They don't even call it police department or police station in Memphis. It's called 201 Poplar. 201 Poplar, don't play. And that is the address. That's the address to the police station in Memphis. That is so notorious and bad. They don't even say, "Oh, you about to go to the police station." They say you about to go to 201 Poplar.
Is that bad?
If you ever listen to Memphis rappers and they say 201 Poplar, they're talking about the police department.
You heard that from?
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my God.
You don't want to go to 201 Poplar. You don't.
I don't want to go to Memphis. I'm gonna just keep it gangster. I don't want to go to Atlanta. I'm not in Atlanta right now. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I'm not in Atlanta. I'm in the suburbs. I'm in suburban Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Because it's pretty tough out here, man. Just definitely not being insensitive. I feel so bad. And sister, good job, because you gave me some game. I got to think about because I don't want to come off as nobody because I'm all for that boy. And if I was there with her son, I would have fought.
Me too.
I'd be fucked up right now.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
God, shit, everybody that know me know that. So now, baby, I ain't been hell now. As a matter of fact, I think they some punk ass niggas, and I seen 3 of them I beat myself. But them other 2 was big old niggas, but 3 of them I whoop. I ain't them but 5-foot niggas. I beat them because they some whole. That's some whole. I can't even. When I was growing up, we used to jump on folks. I'm like, all right, man, I can't even sit around and watch somebody who deserved to get it. It's just something about me.
That's bully.
And you absolutely right. And I don't even like say stuff like what you just said that they some.
Oh yeah, I say it for you all day.
Okay.
And I don't mean no harm to you, but if I'm protecting, if I'm standing in front of you, I'm protecting you. I mean that shit from the bottom of my heart. Cause that's what they be.
What somebody said? Oh, they could have had a bad day. All 5 of them?
Nah.
That's what they own.
Y'all beat this man so bad that he was calling for his mama, and then y'all turned y'all back on this man, and he lay on the concrete shaking while y'all was trying to figure out how y'all gonna get y'all story together.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. They all of them going to a rage at one time and just lost it, and then they kind of got. That's some scary. You're right.
Video. I saw bits and pieces. Like in one of the videos, they were holding his hands behind his back and screaming, "Give me your arms! Give me your arms!" while they were beating him.
6 weeks straight.
It kicked in that they were being recorded, so they then had to create a narrative that he was resisting arrest.
That's when they show how dumb they was. And damn.
And although I like when people record because we need to see it, I don't see how people just stand there. Like with the George Floyd killing, it's no way. I couldn't have did nothing. Nothing.
I would have told somebody else to hold the camera. Now I'm like Pearl. I would have jumped in because for
it was the police with a hand on the hip, looking at up there like, "Oh, I want them to eat for lunch."
Yes.
These niggas crazy, man. Out here, man. I just want. We coming up on the 30s. We don't went past. I want to say this. I'm going to say this. This will be the last thing I say. Let's start thinking, guys. When we leave the house, let's just start thinking that it's possible.
It is.
I'm sad. I'm sad for every situation that happened. Hell, I'm sad for when my son left my house that night and I ain't get to see him no more right now. I'm sad for us young men. But let's start thinking, guys. Let's start thinking a little more. And pray, man, and just do the best you can, man. And we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it, man. God, I always see what's gonna happen to them boys. It's been building up. That's some stuff that they probably been doing it too. They don't get recorded all the time.
They're part of a task force in Memphis called Scorpion Task Force. Scorpion Task Force do whatever they want.
Oh, they like Red Dog. Oh, they like, I get it. They like the Red Dog. See, they go around and rob. And I got robbed before by police. I was 16 years old. I got robbed. Yeah, I got robbed by police. Big ass police. I'm glad they robbed me. They take me to jail though, so it was cool though. Every time I get robbed by some Red Dog, dirty fuckers. But hey, what y'all got? What y'all want to end with, man? Hey, sister, you can come on anytime you want to. You did a great job.
You did.
And very informative, and I appreciate the perspective you gave us from living in Memphis. Good job.
So as Pearl said, when you go out, just be aware of your surroundings. FaceTime somebody. Anybody, you feel like you're getting stopped, you feel like you're getting followed, call somebody. If you ain't got a iPhone, you got an Android, you can do Duo. Call somebody, right? And just be respectful. Don't give them anything to say against you. Nothing. Does it make it right? Absolutely not. Be clear. But do what you have to do to make it home to your family. Usually I would end the night with something for the week. But tonight I have my big sister. She thinks she's my mama, y'all. But it's my big sister. So she's going to give you guys something to take you through the week. And if it might take you through the month. Tamika.
Wow. I'm going to make this short and sweet. But first of all, I want to thank you, Pearl, for having me on. Thank you, Kiki, for asking me to be a guest. I'm totally, completely honored that you allowed me to be a part of this. If there's any words that I can part in reference to this travesty, this injustice, is exactly what Pearl said, is that we have a duty to make sure that our loved ones get home every night. We have a duty to make sure that the people around us are educated and equipped with the tools to make it home every night. What to say, how to get pulled over, how to speak. And I will say it's a shame that we have to do that. However, it's a necessary evil in today's climate.
Yes.
Any parting words I have to say is something that I always say, and Kiki can definitely speak volumes to something that I say, is that we are living our eulogy. I always say that. Anytime I'm asked to speak at a funeral or something like that, I always remind people that our life, the example of how we lead our life, is the eulogy that we leave behind. Those 5 officers that just wrote their eulogy. So if we think about our actions speaking for us when we can no longer speak for ourselves, I think it will help trigger our conscience to be more mindful and more kind to people. So that is my advice. And Pearl, again, I can't thank you enough for having this platform. And if you want,
Woo, because it's gonna help me. I'm gonna take that with me. And yeah, I appreciate you coming on again, man. Hey, let me kick it, man. Yeah, the Let Me Kick It family, man. It's real right here, man. I want y'all to get on the comments and let's talk about this. And hey, good job, sisters. Kiki, I'll see you in a few days, dog.
Hold on, in a few minutes, Tamika, stay on, and we gotta chat. Pearl, stay on.
All right.
Bye, you guys. Thank you.
Later.